Good people, welcome. Podcast number 6.
Number 6.
You know what it is out here.
You know what it is out here.
You don't have to repeat everything.
I don't have to repeat everything that you say. I know that. What are you talking about? I'm not even doing that.
Brody.
What's the problem?
Stop. Okay. All right.
It's good, y'all.
Moving right along. Before we start, just want to say rest in power to Stephen Clark, who was just brutally murdered by the police with a cell phone in his hand because they thought it was a gun here in our local city.
Yeah, man.
And I want to also say to all the fans and followers out there, we see what's going on in the country. I know we only talk about drums or play-alongs, but we are still affected by what's happening in this country.
Right.
We see it, and the fact that it even happened in our hometown,
it's
South
still
Sac,
where I was raised too.
Yeah, it's painful to see anybody lose their life for no reason, but for it to happen right here, it definitely hits home. And so, just wanted to let y'all know we see what's going on. We know we got a racist running the country. I ain't even gonna mention his name. We ain't gonna go there. But the reason why we don't talk about it because it'll get heated up in here, okay? But this isn't no stance on the political issues of the country. Just know that we know what's going on out here.
Yeah.
You got anything you want to add on that, or you good?
I'm good, man. We can
We'll talk off camera.
we can go straight to the sponsors.
Yo. So yeah, let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. Sponsors, thedrumcoaches.com, where you pay once and you will become a member forever. Okay? Y'all need to sign up right now. One-time payment only. Brand new lesson every Monday now, not Sundays, every Monday. Okay. And then, of course, our other sponsors, which I created, the DrumTrax app, which is free.
You got to stop. No, wait, time out. You got to stop.
Links are in the description.
You don't make the DrumTrax. You don't do it. I'm sick and tired.
Get your hand on my face.
What you going to do?
Get your hand on my face.
What you going to do?
Listen, luckily we on camera. Luckily we on cam right now.
Nah, yeah, DrumTrax
it's free.
app.
It's free.
Tell them about it.
It's free.
It is
free app. Download it
Matter
right
of fact,
now.
I'll tell them about it. It's a free app. You can
download it right now.
Yep, for sure.
For free. Get all those play-alongs for free. I mean, you can't beat free. You can't beat a one-time payment. And also, what you can get for free, you can get our album for free or stream it for
Yanci.
free. Mino Yanci,
our band,
M-I-N-O.
we're a jazz fusion band. Check out the links is in the description.
Y-A-N-C-I.
To our SoundCloud, the whole 9.
You heard the intro song. Come on now. Support. We need your help. All right, so let's get into this topic. You read the title. It's the numbers, man. The numbers. Okay? I bleeped myself out.
You gonna censor yourself?
Yeah, you
just mother the numbers.
Yeah, because see the thing is, if we put the beep sensor in the video, people are gonna think we actually said the word.
Okay.
Like, oh, he said it. It was beep. The numbers. No, we didn't. We just went and then put the beep and covered their mouth, and
they get it.
Yeah.
Well,
cool. Do they? Because they was complaining when we used to do Drum for Friday and
bro.
But let's get to it. I'm not going to bring that up. I want to get to it. They have already been waiting too long.
Listen.
So they're
dropping all kind of F-bombs listening to you explain this right now.
So the subtitle is under that is, we didn't put it in the video, but the subtitle is the input versus the outcome.
Yeah.
So focusing more on the input. What I mean by that,
focusing on what you can control.
What you can control. What I mean by that is I was talking with a musician friend the other day, and we was just having a dialogue on, he's like, yo, why is all these people who are not really great getting a lot of views and a lot of clicks and a lot of likes on their social media, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, could be SoundCloud, Instagram, right? And it dawned on me, I said, yo, we can't worry about that. Like, you got to worry about just doing the work, whatever the goal is.
Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it.
No, but wait, they're crazy. Wait.
Oh my goodness.
First of all, I've been put you on.
Okay.
I said, yo, it's all about the consistency.
Okay.
So just do the work.
Okay.
And then you post regularly.
Sit back.
But
go ahead.
Yeah, you sit back.
Go ahead.
I'm running this.
Okay.
No, but the crazy thing is, he pulled up a video and was like, yo, there's this girl singing all of these runs.
Yeah.
But he was like, yo, I hear this in the black church every week.
For sure.
All the time.
Right.
And if one of my people I'm speaking in as if I was him, if one of the singers from my church was to post a video it wouldn't get shared like that. It'd just be like, oh, there's another great black singer singing
Well, yes,
all of
because,
these runs.
right? And I think we talked about this before. It's because it's expected. That's the expectation. When you see someone who you wouldn't expect to be able to do that, that's when it becomes a thing. For example, you got people who can play Beethoven sonatas and Bach and all kind of stuff on the piano, and it sounds amazing. And they're grown men, but you get a 7-year-old to do that. All of a sudden, it's not that they haven't heard this song before. It's just they don't expect a 7-year-old to be able to do it. It gives it a little more virality at that point.
Well, I understand that because it is a kid, right?
Okay.
So kids tend to get a little bit more leadway than adults. I get that. Where if a kid does something that an adult does, it is shocking. Like, wow,
Right. Like if you hear a 12-year-old singer who sounds like an adult, it's not like you haven't heard an adult sing, but you just haven't heard it from a 12-year-old.
Correct. But when you have two adults singing, and one is one race and the other is another race, what my friend is telling me, saying, was like, yo, it seems like the black people ain't getting that much credit or that much respect. It's not being shared like it is when you see some other race doing this. Now, this is not a knock on any other race. It's just this is the conversation we had. And I said, you know what, that might be a dope topic to discuss.
Well, I see what you're saying. I agree that is the case. If you have a black singer singing soulfully and she or he is killing it, that's going to be looked at as, oh, that's great, that's nice. But this is what's expected from a lot of soulful singers who are black. We are the originators of the style. Then you have someone who is not black who is singing as if they come from black culture musically.
Yeah.
They don't expect it, so it gives it a little more virality. I don't know if it's 100% like a race thing. I think it's just more or less, it's totally unexpected to see some white person who doesn't look like they have that, or Hispanic that doesn't, or Asian or anybody that doesn't look like they have that type of swag or that type of soul, but when they open their mouth to sing, something else comes out. It just, they're like, oh, I didn't expect that. And so it gets shared more like, oh my God, did you see this person? They're killing. When, yeah, in reality, they're doing things that we've been doing for a long time.
That part.
Right. So it's not like it's anything new. It's just new from that person.
Well, the person, I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not going to put you out there. But you know who he is. He's also a fellow musician, and he has a problem with posting anything that he does musically because he's like, family, I do all this work, and then I'm only going to get, 12 likes, maybe 13 views or 20 views at most. However, there's some other people of other race that's posting things that are not as hard to play or not as difficult or as advanced
or as interesting.
Interesting,
right?
In his mind,
there's people who play basic grooves on Instagram and get tons and tons and tons of views, and there's people who play blazing solos that don't get as many views.
But there
are people who play blazing solos who do get a ton of views.
Yes, but he's saying there's also let me not just put him out there. We was having this discussion together, so I was agreeing with him as well. There's also people who play basic grooves who are of our culture, and they don't get that kind of love. It's like there's only a handful of them. So, what's the drummer's name? I forget his name off the top of my head now. His name is I think his name is Nate. Dang, y'all gonna kill me for this because it's on the tip of my tongue. But he's a phenomenal groover, like Steve Jordan, who plays for John Mayer. Phenomenal groover, and they get a lot of views. But then there's these other people that people follow, or I follow, or my friend follows, and they play the same type of grooves where it's not based around solos and fills and going crazy. It's like, hey, I'm just locking in,
right? And
they get like 200 views, and so he's having this complex with himself. That's like, you know what? I don't want to do all this work, and then what's the outcome? 200 views? That's it? Like for what? And I'm saying to him, bro, just focus on the input because over time,
right.
The 200 will turn into 300.
Right.
And 300 to 4 and so on and so forth.
There's so much that could be said about what we feel the cause is or why it's like that. And there's so many perspectives that have valid points on both sides. I think that, because, I can argue for and I can argue on the other side of that, right?
Well, play devil's advocate then. Go ahead and argue it on the other side then, brother.
Well, I'm saying like...
Brother.
First of all, I would ask him what his goal was. Is his goal just to have views, or what's the actual goal of him posting if he feels like there needs to be a result, like what is the result? And I also feel like he would need to get over the instant gratification that he feels he needs a validation.
Talk about it.
I need to be able, if I do this, well, I did all of this, so I should be rewarded in this way. Like, there's one thing that I've always felt about art. Anything, and when I say art, I'm talking about anybody that creates anything. So not just people who, play music, but people who create the art, right?
Mm-hmm.
People who create. Whenever you create something, just because you've created it doesn't mean you deserve anything for it, right? Like, I can make a song and I can put it out, and if nobody likes it, I can't be mad at the world. That's just how they perceived my art, right? And now him only getting 200 views, or not 200 views, but like 20 views or whatever the case is, that means that a lot of people haven't seen it, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, so there's not really any judgment on whether it's been accepted or not by the masses. But if his motivation to create is other people's acceptance, then he's always going to be stressed out when he creates, because he's never going to it's never going to be enough. It's not going to be fulfilling, because it's not the creation of the videos. It's not the creation of the grooves or whatever he's doing. None of that is really fulfilling him or driving him. It's not a love for it. So if your love is for the attention, there's so many other things you can do to get that. You don't.
That sounds like a life lesson, Doc.
I'm just saying.
Preach to the people. Talk to them. There's a lot of people out here who don't love the art. I'm going to say it. Y'all don't love the art. I think we said it in the earlier podcast, one of them weeks ago. Y'all don't love it. You want the attention. You want the instant gratification. It's like they want to have it right away, like microwavable. Just,
right.
Hey, look, put it in the microwave, 30 seconds, cool. Now I'm at the top. And it's like, nah, bro.
Right.
You got to love the process of it.
Right. And at the same time, just because you're dope at the drums doesn't mean that anybody has to care. That's just like
that part.
That's the whole thing that we forget. But when you are a person who is looking for your personal validation through your art, you're looking for your self-worth and who your self-esteem and how you feel your self-value is to yourself. If you're looking for that through your art, it's like you might not. This
may not be the.
It's a really bad thing to do. Because now how you feel about you is based on how other people feel about your art, and it's never the case that everybody likes your art. Like, Michael Jackson is a not just an American but a global icon. But there are people who cannot stand his music. Yeah. There are people who cannot stand him as a person.
Like yourself.
Stop it. Michael Jackson was amazing.
Do you think Michael Jackson can sing great?
I think Michael Jackson was an amazing artist.
But he didn't answer the question.
Like, you didn't answer the question. Let me finish. No.
He didn't answer the question. Let the record show he didn't answer the question.
Let the record show Michael Jackson has some of my favorite songs.
I'm cutting it off right here and posting on IG that first little part. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Michael Jackson has some of my favorite songs on the planet, period.
Can Michael Jackson sing great?
Michael Jackson sounded great on all of his records. Okay? I'm not here to do this with you today. That's not what this is about right now. I don't even know. Listen.
Well, how do you feel about Stevie Wonder singing?
Listen, you acting totally different. Okay? Stevie Wonder is a legend. I have nothing negative to say about that man.
Damani is a hater.
Stop it.
Okay, of
Stevie
old
Wonder
school.
is a legend.
Okay.
What do you moving on. God, what's wrong with you, bro? I ain't never ever seen you act like this.
I'm gonna pull up some videos and get your reaction on camera.
Listen, I'm not here for it.
Yeah.
I said what I said.
Okay.
Stevie Wonder is a legend. Okay. Now, moving on.
Oh, moving on. Yeah. Y'all heard it here first. Damani is a hater.
No. You didn't make me lose my train of thought.
Exactly.
You wilding out here in these streets.
Because you
wilding out here.
You hating on Michael.
Ain't nobody hating on Michael. Now I'm back. I know what I was talking about now. I was using them as an example to say nobody loves everybody. Or nobody has 100% fans. There's people who hate them, people who don't like them, people who don't like their art. So if you're looking for your self-worth and your personal validation through it, then you're going to lose every time because somebody's going to always give you negative feedback. I feel like, there's things that he could do to build a following. We've done that and seen how it works, and it was patience and trial and error and figuring things out on our own because we didn't know anything about it when we started. So I feel like instead of blaming everything else on whatever his observations are, it doesn't put you on the offense. It just leaves you like feeling hopeless and sitting on the sidelines, because that's what he's doing. He's sitting on the sidelines. He's like, I can't do this because of this and that, and I don't want to put in this much work because I don't feel like I'm going to get enough out of it fast enough because these other people are getting it, and that's why. So you're saying that you're not getting it because these other people are taking it from you? I don't know if that's the case, because there's a lot of people who look like you, who play like you, who are getting some looks. So maybe there's something. So there's something that you could be doing different, or looking at it in a different way. But to have that attitude can easily be perceived as self-defeating. And like I said, I can argue for it though too on the other side. But to me, I just feel like the most empowering thing is when you take full responsibility for everything, because at that point you are in control and you can make changes to things that you want to change. So if you want to build a following, set out to build a following. Do not compare it to how fast anyone else is building a following. Matter of fact, stop looking at the other people who are building followings that you're comparing yourself to, because comparison is just going to leave you messed up every time. So I just feel like there's a whole lot in his mindset that could change, that would have to change in order for him to actually get to where he wants to go, if he really wants to go there.
Thank you, Bishop Reverend Dr. Damani. You was preaching the word. Well, going back to, you said something earlier, and I wanted to ask you a question on that.
Listen, I don't know if I want to answer any more of your questions, because you out here wilding in these streets, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Listen, it's okay.
Who raised you?
You don't like MJ, you don't like Stevie Wonder. It's
Who
okay, bro.
raised you?
It's cool, buddy. What you think of Luther?
What?
Luther Vandross.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know a lot of his songs, but the songs that I do know are the songs that we played in cover band gigs before.
Blasphemy.
And they some of them joints is funky, bro.
Oh, now
I'm telling you. What are you talking about?
You see how he's running around the
how
question?
am I running around the question?
Y'all,
I feel like
y'all mention in the comment sections.
Don't
wherever
mention,
you're listening to this.
Don't mention anything. Don't mention
how he's running away from the question.
I'm not running away. Listen.
All right, seriously.
No, no, seriously, nothing, bro.
You said something about don't be concerned with the negative side of putting yourself out there, because if you're looking for validation through people, everybody's not going to like it.
Right. When I say validation, I mean like personal validation, your self-worth, your self-value. If you're looking to feel valuable through how people feel about your art, you will lose.
And I'm going to ask you, have you ever in your life, since you started creating music, felt a certain type of way from someone saying something negative about your songs?
For sure.
And how did you deal with it at the time? How old were you, and how did you deal with it?
I don't know. I felt like when I think about this, for me, especially like I remember being when we first started going back and forth to the Bay, playing at churches or doing whatever we was doing. We got a lot of like it was bad, right? We got a lot of flack from musicians out in the Bay. I mean, they the
homies now though.
All of them are the homies. But I remember when I used to care.
Yeah. I
remember when I used to like. It was like this: if we performed well, then I felt good about myself. If I played well, I felt good about me. If I didn't feel like I played well, I didn't feel good about me. So how I felt,
saying you as a person, or you
me
as
a person, like you, it would be like you play good, yes, we are in there. You play bad, and you're just like looking at yourself in the mirror.
Let's
like,
just drive off the bridge on the way home.
On the way home, bro. Just you know what? Just let me off on the bridge. I'm gonna jump right here.
I'm gonna end it off. This is it.
And you felt good if you got validation from other musicians, and it still feels good to get compliments and things of that nature. That always feels nice. But you should have a set point of knowing who you are and your value to yourself, and know that it doesn't come from the fact that you play an instrument. Because I mean, anything can happen. What happens is my grandfather used to always say, you can lose your hands, you can lose your fingers, you can, whatever the case was. You still gotta know who you are. So I remember when that changed, it was crazy, because when I really just decided I was good with me, and good with the stuff that I was creating and how I was coming, because what I was doing was different. How I was approaching music was different. I became okay with that. That's when all the respect came from all of the homies now, where everybody is like, hey, yeah, But before, when I cared and I was like, man, feeling super self-conscious and insecure about my playing in that way, it didn't get you what you wanted anyway. So at the end of the day, I don't. You just gotta find a way, and I know it's not easy, but you gotta find a way to
say F the numbers, homie.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't in that particular situation. It wasn't the numbers, but it was.
But it's still the same thing. He was like, F everyone else's opinion.
Right.
I am confident in what I am creating, and if they don't like it, they don't have to like it.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Man,
I'm not making this.
Preach, Bishop. I'm not
just making this to get approval of others. So at the end of the day, it translates to the same thing on social media. What I think he's feeling when he only gets a certain amount of views or only gets a certain amount of likes or not everybody's commenting is that it's a feeling of rejection. And it's a feeling of like, these people think I'm not good enough.
You should be a life coach, man.
Stop it, bro.
Coach these people,
I'm
man.
No.
You know how many people feel rejection just in daily living?
That's all day for sure.
Exactly. And all they got to do is watch you on a podcast, and they're going to feel better about themselves.
Listen.
You should be a motivational speaker.
I should be practicing right now.
That part. Part. But let's end the video then.
No.
Let's call it.
At the end of the day, I just feel like, yes, if you're going to build a following, set out to do the work. You cannot control the outcome. You can only control what you can control, which is what you do. And then when something happens, no matter what it is, you can then control how you react and adjust. That's it. You do what you do. You learn as you go, and you
simplistic, Doc.
And if it takes time, it takes time. But you're learning, and you'll always be moving further along. But if you wait, you'll always be in the same spot. So, but the one thing that's gonna keep moving is time. So,
I think a lot of people actually have the patience to wait. You know why? Because they wait to put themselves out there.
Yep.
So it's like
we did that with Mino Yanci. How long we talk about doing a band?
Man, we're not even gonna bring that up.
Right.
I can't believe you brought that up. Well, it's towards the end of the video, and like we said in the last video, there's only a couple people that make it all the way to the end. Shout out to the homie that left the comment. I forget your name. He left.
So
he
made it all the way. He said he's one of the 3 that made it to the end.
One of the 3, bro.
Listen, we see you, bro. We see you
right here, family. You the Brody right there.
You keep doing that, all right? All the way to the end.
You and all the rest of the 2. But yeah, people. Y'all have the patience, because if you wait forever to even put yourself out there, that's technically patience, because you're just waiting.
I don't know if it's pay. I don't know if you're waiting. If you're holding yourself back though.
Well, I'm trying to look at it from the glass half full, not half empty. I'm just saying, when they start putting themselves out there,
look on that side. Then.
When you put yourself out there, it's gonna be that same amount of patience. Just wait. Don't worry about the outcome. Worry about the input. Just do the work. That's it. Put your head down, keep grinding.
And keep that in mind when you're practicing your instrument too, right?
Oh my gosh.
Because sometimes
that's a whole nother podcast.
Right, because sometimes we talk about the numbers, you're looking at your metronome like, I'm not as fast as I want to be yet. Just put your head down and keep putting in the input, putting in the work, and the outcome will happen over time.
Well, that's it. That's a good note to end on, man. Good job, Brody.
I taught
you well.
Put your hand down.
I taught you well.
I will beat you with this microphone. What is that? Is that supposed to scare me? Is that supposed?
Wait till I cut the camera off, family.
Listen,
wait till I cut it off, family.
You're ridiculous.
On mamas.
Who raised you? Like TK Kirkland said.
We up out of here,
man. We done.
That's it.
Is we finished or is we done?
We're finished.
Okay.
You can't be done, because that means you're cooked.
What?
Done. The technical term for done is when you're cooking. Like, food is done. We're not done. We're finished. That's English 101. Something you didn't pass.
Good people. We're gonna let this go.
Hey man, all right. Now before we go, what you think of Michael Jackson singing again?
I think that he sounds amazing on all of the records that I love that he has that I love. That's what I think.
I didn't ask you how he sounded. I asked what you think of his singing.
Well, which Michael? You got it.
Okay. That's it. We're done. That's it. Turn it off.